haven't seen the project, so we'll probably let each person give a short description before they show their project. First up is Peter.
Thank you. For my HackFest project, I wrote my first 16-bit Apple program, and I recommend looking at the RGB screen to see it. It's a little bit better. I use Complete Pascal with the Pegasoft draw tools, both which are available for free on, I believe there's links off of what is the QGS website, otherwise Tool will find it for you. I borrowed all these photos without permission from Facebook. I believe they were originally Henry's photos. I did a KansasFest trivia game. Looks much better on the color screen, of course.
Nice.
So just get rolling up and pass that around.
Maybe more colorful there. It's easier to read those.
Absolutely. Who knows the answer?
That's the bomb.
Pretty good.
Naked dogs. Naked dogs. No way. Let's see if that's right. Mark Twain is, I believe, this machine here. What is it? Okay. Let's pretend I don't know that. Let's say I think it's actually no, should have been at KansasFest. If I had been at KansasFest, I would have known that. I added a space in there. I'm not terribly intelligent about matching. Any questions? Just have three. I took the photos off of Facebook. They're JPEGs, converted them to GIF files, FTP'd them over to the QGS that you super convert to move them into super guys. Last question. With full power. That's it. Congratulations. Whatever reason it stopped, I went back to the point. That's a problem for later.
Want to do a part? You're using the same machinery, right?
Okay.
Attention is valued, ladies and gentlemen.
I will release the source code to everything, and if I get permission to release the super high-res photos, I'll include those as well.
Is that, does it use tools? Does it use like QuickDraw, or is it just writing the video?
Sorry, what's the question?
You said it was 16-bit. Is it like using QuickDraw, or is it just writing the video?
It is using QuickDraw. I'm doing it indirectly via the Pegasoft Draw Tools toolbox, which is like Tool 98. And that's actually doing the decompression of the tax for high resolution. It does do, I think the image may get shoved into the buffer, Gagne, but everything else. Text is QuickDraw. Switch to this slide.
But I better not do that.
project was to remove the copy protection from my original Wizardry diskettes, which I still have. And during the process of this procedure, I actually discovered that side 2, my side 2 diskette had gone bad in intervening years and was totally unusable. So this project went from optional to non-optional. I had to break the copy protection in order to fix that second disc so that I could play the game at all. So this demonstrates the clinically acceptable and legal reason to crack your software so that you can back it up. So what I did was, I basically boot traced it. I loaded sector 0, track 0, put a breakpoint in, figured out what it did. It turned off the language card, so I changed its code to turn the language card back on, and promptly I loaded Supermon up there so that I could use Supermon to hack on it. And I did all of this hacking on. Oh, right. I did all of this hacking on Supermon. Of course, Supermon does not run on the 2GS, so I won't be able to show you that part at all. Actually, the only thing I'm going to be able to show you is the final product of deep protection. Supermon will not run on the GS because it is a heavy modification of the system monitor ROM. The GS's system monitor ROM is absolutely radically rewritten, and Supermon would have to have radically rewritten to match. I also don't know if Wizardry will boot on the GS. I haven't tried it, but we'll see. Show how good the crack is.
Do you need a scroller for this?
Got through the copy protection. That's interesting. Yep, so there we go. So there's the proof in the pudding. I would show you my beautiful crack screen, but I didn't actually get a chance to integrate it onto the disk, and because I can't run I can't really run it either. So, we'll come see you later. Next. It does actually run. Oh, by the way, side 2 had different copy protection that was equally evil. And had an extra 2 minutes.
There's someone else, because I get a little bit of time there before we get on. I'm writing my sure. You need stickers? No.
Do you need one of those video dongles like the Max?
I was going to say that I'm not sure how good Ubuntu's driver is at this point. I've never tried to do zero. Well, it could be interesting. I maybe just on my computer.
getting better.
Yeah, well, it's really good on Mike's computer.
Yeah, you can walk.
We'll try this again.
I can tell you it's 150 kilohertz and 138 hertz. What's he doing? He's trying to get the video. He's on the boots room. He's not.
Briefly scouring about before I left.
My new HackFest project is to get the Bluetooth project. Yeah. You're seeing it live because I waited until the last possible minute to do this. Imagine my showing it to the judges in my room without a projector.
Oh, yeah.
The Linux operating system. Linux. Somebody around here has got to have incredible heart to remember how it's pronounced.
It is Linux, actually. Which,
It's actually not.
well, Linus isn't how you pronounce it.
I
It
know
is
that.
Linus, and he pronounces it Linux. So,
So it's really Linux?
yeah, technically, yes.
That's cool.
A little fuzzy. It's no
I just use
worse than
Linux
Linux.
because it's easier to say.
Right, exactly.
That's how we do it tonight, too.
Okay, everybody resonating with frequency.
All right. Well, this is really good. I'll tell you what. For my HackFest project, you know, a bunch of people have asked me as a newbie why did I come here, and I guess in a nutshell, really short answer is that I program computers for a living, and you guys are gonna have to shut your cameras off okay, for a second. I hate it. And I was trying to remember when was programming computers fun, and it was fun when I was like 12. I was programming Applesoft Basic on an Apple II. So that's what I did for my project. And let's see if I can pull this up. So I basically, and I also liked text adventures, which is really timely currently. So I wrote a little Applesoft text adventure. This could actually take a while to move. Sorry, I had it all running until my machine decided to crash.
Don't worry, I'm getting much better this way. So I'll have to take your word for it.
So, let's see. And the thing, yep, I got kegs finally going. I finally compiled the darn thing at like 7:30 this morning. Finally got it to boot at like 11:30, so I didn't have everything running for the judging. I do have it running, so let me show you now. So here we go. That's it. I've already started refactoring the programming now. Cool. So I kind of did a model of this building, and I was going to do a lot more, but it turns out Applesoft Basic is a lot more primitive than the tools I use at work. You have to do a lot more work, but it was still fun. And so here we are. We're in the recreation room. The center of the room is occupied by a large pool table, which right now, or at one point was covered with a bunch of diskettes and such. The only exit is to the south, so we go south and go to the lobby. There's a TV and all this stuff. Exits to the northwest. I wanted to have more of a full-fledged game. I wanted to have like quests and stuff you're supposed to do, and people you were supposed to help at KansasFest, and I had tons of notes written down. But just being able to navigate around is a lot of work. So like there's exits to the north, south, or northeast and west. Let's try and go south. No, sorry, you can't go that way. We'll go west. We're in the entryway, resident assistant. Anybody has a computer science degree, you probably take calculus. There's a little fun joke for you. The station indicates the assistant is on break for a number of minutes equal to the value of the limit of the function 1 over x as x approaches 0. So let's try and go down, and kind of like Zork, there are some times when you can try and exit and it will let you exit, but then you'll encounter something that will make you turn around. And so this says you start to descend the stairs, but it's dark and you realize this game has no portable light source. I mean, rows are everywhere. So sadly you return. And then let's try and go up. You start to ascend the stairs, but remember the floor above has been assigned to wild children. Intimidated, you quickly return. Yeah, like I said, there was a lot more stuff I wanted to add to this, but even just the stuff I did, I think it was like 150 some odd lines of applesauce code. And I tried to remember every single one of my tricks. And one of them is you put like 80 zillion commands on a single stinking line. In part because all your lines end up in a stack. No, not a stack, a list. And so trying to go to the line late in the program. So how did I do for performance? Well, at 250 some odd megahertz, it runs pretty good. Let's try this. And 1 megahertz right here. East. Not too bad. Of course, there's only 5 rooms, and it only understands 1 command, go and quit. But I mean, I think there's room for more rooms. One of the tricks about applesauce is put the code that doesn't need to be as important for some crazy stuff like that. Yeah. When you quit, it even mocks you. So, and I figured I'll release this code, Creative Commons. Martin's kind of inspired us. I don't think this is nearly as cool as Supermon or Naked DOS, but I did my best. So absolutely, actually, and that's one of the things I love about applesauce. I love algorithms. I love being able to modify programs and make them like who doesn't remember load runner? So you can like basically scroll down here, and you get down here. Here's room description routines, and you can just add stuff. Let's see. Okay, so like, you would get to this one, and this is the description for the room. And try not to take too much more time. This is really cool for me, but I added comments, tried to, there's a lot more stuff here. There's a lot of code here. So here's the thing. Gee, wait a minute, what am I doing wrong?
Where do you want us to start?
Oh, I keep typing 20, which is a lot bigger number than 20. So you see, I've even got some comments here, declare my inputs and my outputs, temp. So if I'm clobbering a variable, I'm essentially declaring that I'm going to clobber it as a temp variable. And it uses this cool little R room num, and it goes to here. And so you can add your own rooms by just, adding to this list, and also have a cool little Easter egg in case you add rooms to the game, but forget to expand this function. It'll tell you that you can eat right through because you broke in some tough break game. So that's my project. And any questions?
So who were your non-playable characters when you would interact with?
Well, the only one that I was planning to name, because he seems to take a lot of hell, is a certain Gagne or somebody like that, But no, I kind of had some people modeled after various people.
It'd be funny to find him and have him playing Adventure Castle.
adventure within an adventure.
How do you think it would run on Apple TGS software, hardware?
I think it run pretty darn good because that was 1 megahertz.
Well, that was 1 megahertz.
Yeah.
It runs 2.8.
Yeah. I mean, as you add more rooms, it's going to be slower. But,
Yeah.
more fast.
Well, you know, we saw the tools this week to make it better, faster, stronger.
Absolutely.
No idea how loud this will be. Yes.
So Kegs runs under Windows and a bunch.
It runs in lots of
It
places.
runs under Windows, Mac, pretty much any Unix platform that you can port it to. You can pile it on.
Yeah. That you can compile it.
Yeah. Jeff Weiss had to help me compile it on a Solaris 9 box.
The reason I needed somebody to kill some time for me is this thing just finished getting ready for what I'm going to be showing you. I didn't get very far with this particular project because I spent way too much time trying to optimize my load routines because they were so incredibly slow. But basically, what I tried to do was to create a Guitar Hero game. Okay? I keep seeing this game all over the place. I actually have a version for my PC, freeware version that's open source called Frets on Fire, right, which I enjoy a lot. You know, I keep seeing this game on the consoles. The versions I do find for the PC have absolutely ridiculous requirements. And I keep looking at it going, I could do that on an Apple II. Okay? So I figured I'd try it while I was here. Thing is, I didn't get very far. Because of the problems, because I haven't been to KansasFest for 8 years, I ended up spending way more of my time just enjoying myself again. And it's been fantastic to see people that I've met here before, people I've known online, new people. It's been great. And then I ran into the problem with optimizing, and I was having some problems with GSOS codes that I couldn't understand at all. And I haven't been programming my Apple too much lately, so I'm a little rusty. At any rate, what this has done so far is it just loaded 2 WAV files. These were originally OGG Orbis files that were for a song for Frets on Fire. I used my PC to convert them into waves and drop them on here. They're 8-bit waves, mono, with running at 8 kilohertz. Right, so not super high quality, but good enough. And basically all I ended up doing was faking the interface that I wanted to show. So we will, first thing I gotta do is I gotta slow myself back down to 2.8 megahertz. Well, it'll be a really short demo if I don't, because there's only so many data statements in there for the scrolling data. So it starts off, and your keys for controlling which one you want to do. You press the enter key, the power by the and notice that I didn't actually add any more data. And if you listen, if you're close enough to the speakers, you'll notice there's different sound coming out of each speaker. If the guitar sound's coming out of one channel, everything else is coming out of the other. This was written in GSoft Basic. Yeah, so this is all I ended up doing. I just threw it together. It's kind of like using AppleSoft, just with 16 bits, gives you lots more memory, which I needed because the samples are each 1.7 megabytes, so it takes up a bit of room. So yeah, I ended up, I was trying to replace this loop here. I actually added this inner loop to improve the performance. It did do a bit, because this allowed me to load 1K at a time and then put it into memory where I wanted it. But GSoft has no easy way to just say, take all that data and stick it over here. So, that's what I was trying to spend so much time trying to optimize, and it didn't work. And then further down, this is where we get into the actual interface for all the games. One thing I didn't do, I forgot all about it because I wasn't watching the high bit of C000 to see when you let go of a key. So you can press a key and let go and it'll stay highlighted. But yeah, and there is some technical difficulties with completing this particular project. I think Sheppy has come up with Wolfenstein a way to read more than one key at a time through the ADB keyboard, but I'm not sure. I'd have to check on that, because that's one thing Frets on Fire does with the keyboard interfaces, so you can press multiple keys for chords and such. Like I have down in my data stations here, where you've got, these are all single notes, easy enough to do, but when you get here, you're supposed to be holding two keys at once. And there's no way to read that on the GS keyboard. So then I thought, well, we've got a game board, but even then, we only have on the GS 4 push buttons and 4 paddle inputs. But we could probably use the paddle inputs and a button for the frets and a button for the blocking. So it is possible to actually finish this, unless somebody can come up with a better.
Well, EDB will let you read up to 4 keys at a time.
That would be good. Yeah, 'cause generally, I'll only need 3 inputs. But yes, that was my sad attempt at getting back into L2 programming.
Jeff is still
So I think that's all the entries for this year's HackFest. Thank you to all who entered. This is a tradition that Sheppy started back in '98, and I'm glad we're able to maintain it and keep it alive. Let me move left so that I'm actually where the cameras are pointed. Everyone who enters HackFest gets a fabulous prize. Except you. Whoever comes in first gets first choice, fourth gets fourth choice, etc. And I want to outline what the prizes are and then hand it over to Ivan for the actual awarding. We have a 2 GB iPod Shuffle engraved on the back. It says KFest 2010, A2 forever. We have a combination of Softdisk Supreme and Simply Softdisk GS, which is every issue of both iterations of Softdisk ever published, donated to us by Syndicom. This is one prize. We have a FC5025 floppy disk controller card that hooks up to your PC or Mac and lets you read 5 1/4-inch floppy disks. And do we have a floppy drive to go with this? We do, courtesy 16 Sector. Cool. We have an unassembled Replica 1, which is a Vince Briel's recreation of the Apple I computer. He held a workshop last year in which several of us actually assembled our own working Apple I computers, which was an awesome experience. This does not come with the workshop, but it does come with the instructions you need to put it together. We have a subscription to Juice GS for 2011. We have an iPod skin, courtesy the Today in iPhone podcast. And we have a $50 cash prize.
Woo! I love that one. It's all in one. How'd you collect those, Ken?
Now I'll hand it over to Ivan to announce who gets to go first. Pick the prize. Thank you, Ivan. Or rather, who gets to go fourth?
Which order would you like me to go in?
Start at the bottom, please.
Okay. Well, first off, on behalf of the judges, I think I want to say that This is the first time I have ever been a judge at HackFest, but I certainly got the sense that, and certainly the others echoed that. Once again, we had 4 great entries with people pushing themselves and coming up with original ideas and trying to make them happen. And so that's what the spirit of it's all about, and that's what we love to see. So, without further ado, 4th place goes to Scott. We liked that Scott was trying to do something he hadn't done before, and that it fit in with sort of the adventure subtext that goes with this particular KFest with Get Lamp and whatnot, and it's cool. And so we liked it. I think that we like to see it expanded and finished, and and I think also having it presented to us on an actual Apple tour in an emulator probably would have helped also. But we'd love to see you complete that and see what looks like when it's done. Okay, number 3, imaginary drum roll, goes to Jeff. And your idea was hugely ambitious, and we loved that. It was like as soon as we heard Guitar Hero for 2GS, it's like everybody's eyes lit up. Really? And so that was great. I think that it was just cool to see the ideas and the issues you were working through. I think one major concern for us was that it could only really run on an emulator with the horsepower of a modern computer. A physical 2GS just wouldn't have been up to it.
I spent 4 hours trying to solve this.
Well, I would like to say, as we would love to see you keep working on it, and if necessary, it may be necessary to tune the particular, scope of what you're doing to what a 2GS is and isn't capable of. But yeah, it's awesome what you're trying to do. So please, keep it up, because we'd love to see it through. So congratulations on your place. Tony,
Let's not have any of these unfinished HackFest entries become like Titanic. The stipulation that you're getting this prize is you have to finish it.
You don't take the prize, you don't have to finish it.
That's right. You are implicitly accepting a contract. You're going to finish it. All right, and so now number 2 goes to Peter. Where are you, Peter? Hi, Peter.
Hello.
We really liked that you wrote your first 2GS application and wanted to expand your knowledge, and that you clearly did a lot of learning to be able to do what you did, and we just thought that was really cool.
Sure, correct. She's almost finished.
And we also obviously I think we all love the KFest theme as well. I think you absolutely get bonus points for that. That was really cool, and again, I think it's great that you want to push yourself in that way. I think that was sort of the spirit of HackFest. So congratulations on 2nd place. And last but not least,
There's your drum roll.
there you go. Martin Haye gets 1st place for his crack of wizardry, and there were a few things that really were great about this from a HackFest perspective. One is that it really was, in the truest sense of the word, a hack, and it was solving a problem and using really deep level understanding of the internal operations of Apple II hardware, and using tools that you develop yourself to help and make part KFest to do that, and saw, and also that you did have a goal that you saw all the way to completion. You ended up with a full crack of wizardry, and so we just thought that you did a great hack, and you solved the problem, and you finished it. So congratulations on first place. Needless to say, for those of you who have participated before but haven't recently, or who have never participated in HackFest, please, next year, get hacking. There's great prizes, and there's you can learn a lot, and glory can be yours.
Thank you. So Martin, help yourself to a prize. And if all the prize winners can line up afterward for a group picture, that'd be fantastic.
So I wanted to ask about this floppy disk controller. Did you say it runs on a Mac?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you read your just GS?
I did, but I don't know. I got the impression there were compatibility problems or something.
It's got,
I was not really very careful. Well, that
it's
is
read only, obviously.
This is my clear choice.
And there's a new version of software that just came out 3 days ago.
Yes.
What's it do?
New drivers.
Much faster.
So,
18
very good.
per second.
Really?
No
Alright.
chance that it'll fix the inability to read backsides, right?
No.
Back size is the drive more than the discs.
Peter, your turn. Go for the iPod case. Oh, you touched it.
You have to touch a touch case.
Remember, that's a replica one in that other box.
I got the replica one last year.
Cool.
I think someone else needs to do that.
Yeah, but I bet you don't have an unassembled one.
Yeah, good point.
You haven't put it
It'll be worth something someday.
That $50 roll is
Ideally, for some today.
It must have been
Money might be $30 or $40 in the future.
But it's still compatible.
Inflated money too.
Great choices, the problem.
There's money there.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
I'm gonna spend it at the vendor fair anyways.
Say money, Jack. You just paid him $40 for that $50.
Yeah.
Count it.
Well, this will save me some money at the vendor fair.
Cool.
I was actually really sad when I found out you guys built these last year. So I might actually have to get my brother who soldered a thing or two to help me build. This is really cool.
And could the 4 winners with their prizes line up against that far wall?
Hands up against the wall.
Machine guns?
Line up against that.
The FBI can do it.
Yeah.
You want us in order of prizes?
That'd be cool. Actually, we could put like Martin on a pedestal.
Here, Mark, stand on the table.
Oh, right.
We already
I'll just
I was kidding. Everybody say HackFest. HackFest. One more. Please.
I was supposed to say something. It would be easy. I want to hear one more.
HackFesty, HackFesty.
Apple IIe.
3DOG. Aye.
Wilhelm scream.
All right, I think we got you.
All right.
Congratulations.
Since we didn't get to run into Jeopardy last night, because somebody walked out in the lobby. We can run into Jeopardy, and Brian's gonna be a focus card.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm in.